Chairman. I introduced Bill 18-332, the Small, Local, and Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Development Assistance Act of 2007, on Thursday, June 4th, 2009, which was referred to the Committee on Economic Development on Friday, June 12th, 2009. A public hearing was held on Wednesday, September 23rd, to collect public feedback and hear from agency witnesses. The committee marked up the legislation on Tuesday, October 22nd. Since the markup, amendments have been made to the legislation to ensure its positive fiscal impact. The legislation is a combined work of over 5 to 6 years of public hearings, feedback, and analysis regarding doing more with local businesses here in the District of Columbia. My staff researched and has been researching the best practices of other governments and locations and states, including the state of Maryland. Earlier this year, Maryland passed Bill 389, which establishes new penalties for violating the laws and regulations. We incorporated some of their ideas into this legislation. We've also worked with local businesses such as DCBIA, the Board of Trade, the Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Minority Supplier Development Council, and other Main Street organizations to really make sure that this impact did something to help grow our local businesses. I introduced this act because the District of Columbia needs a new model for economic growth guided by a set of principles that steer government, business owners, and residents towards a more prosperous future. In addition, we need to create policies that bolster the middle class as well as make this a family and business-friendly city. Bill 18-332 is a part of this whole new model. Broadly, the legislation helps create a more local wealth and diverse ownership while maintaining the integrity and accountability of local small business certification process. New tough penalties have been created to deter fraud, deception, and cronyism. The legislation makes it a felony to falsify or use a CBE in name only. It also makes violations of the law a felony with fines or possible imprisonment if someone fails to pay certified businesses enterprises just for the use of his name in a bid or proposal, makes a false statement on whether the entity is certified, falsifies CBE performance of a contract in which the CBE is identified as the winning proposal. The certification also may be revoked for a period of 2 years unless the business cooperates with an audit or investigation to come into full compliance of their certification. This legislation also maintains the high integrity and accountability by creating penalties for joint ventures that violate the requirements of the CBE agreement, establishing a hotline for reporting violations of the certification laws, and authorize the director of DSLBD to assess penalties for their violations. Also, it increases diversity in ownership. It establishes a certain category preference points for 2 different sections. One, for the first time, we are going to make sure that our veteran-owned businesses that are located in the District of Columbia enjoys the full participation of the local business program. And also for the small group of local manufacturers that are here in the District of Columbia, it also gives them an additional 2 points for local manufacturing businesses that have revenues over $2 million, which we know that clearly if we research this, employ over 25 people. We want them to stay in the District of Columbia. It helps create true wealth by requiring that business owners who claim local ownership status receive preference points, list the district as their primary and sole residence for property, sales, and employment tax purposes. It also requires that no more than 25% of the current 20% CBE equity participation may be in a form of sweat equity. This effort started with the creation of the Small and Local Business Development Office. Now it's time to take the department to a new level. Let me thank the Director, Lee Smith, for all the work that his staff has done working with us on this. Let me also thank the Office of the CFO, as well as all the business community. Here's a copy of an amendment in nature of a substitute that incorporates those changes that will remove the unnecessary duplicative language that will address the fiscal impact, Mr. Chairman. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
You move.